Judges chapter 19. During those days when there was no king in Israel, a Levite residing on the side of Mount Ephraim took a concubine from Bethlehem in Judah. However, this concubine acted unfaithfully and left him, returning to her father's house in Bethlehem in Judah. She stayed there for a full 4 months. Her husband then set out to go after her, seeking to reconcile with her. He brought along his servant, as well as a couple of donkeys. When he arrived at her father's house, the girl's father was delighted to see him. The father-in-law persuaded him to stay with them for 3 days, during which they ate, drank, and lodged. On the 4th day, they got up early in the morning as the Levite prepared to leave. But the girl's father suggested, "Refresh yourself with a little food before you go." So they ate and drank together. When the Levite rose to leave again, the father-in-law urged him to stay another night. So he lodged there once more. On the 5th day, he got up early in the morning to leave, but the girl's father once again asked him to stay a little longer and have something to eat. They lingered until afternoon and shared a meal together. As the man, his concubine, and his servant prepared to depart, the girl's father advised them to stay the night, as the day was coming to an end. He suggested that they leave early the next morning to return home. However, the man was determined to travel further and decided to leave. He and his group, which included 2 saddled donkeys and his concubine, arrived near Jebus, Jerusalem, when the day was almost gone. The servant proposed, "Let's turn aside into this city of the Jebusites and spend the night there." But the master replied, "We won't turn aside into an alien city where non-Israelites live. Instead, let's go to Gibeah or Ramah to spend the night." So they continued on their way, and the sun set on them near Gibeah, which belongs to the tribe of Benjamin. They turned aside there to go in and lodge in Gibeah. The Levites sat down in the city square, as no one invited them into their home for lodging. Then an old man came from his work in the field that evening. He was from the hill country of Ephraim and was sojourning in Gibeah, though the inhabitants of the city were Benjaminites. When he saw the traveler in the city square, the old man asked, "Where are you going, and where do you come from?" The Levite replied, "We are traveling from Bethlehem in Judah to the side of Mount Ephraim, from there where I'm from. I went to Bethlehem in Judah, and now I'm going to the house of the Lord. Yet no one has taken us into their home." The old man said to him, "Peace to you. I'll take care of all your needs, only don't spend the night in the square." So he brought the Levite into his house and fed the donkeys. After they washed their feet, they ate and drank. While they were enjoying themselves, wicked men of the city surrounded the house and pounded on the door. They said to the old man, the master of the house, "Bring out the man who came to your house so we can have sex with him." The master of the house went out to them and said, "No, my brothers, don't act so wickedly. Since this man is my guest, don't commit this outrage. Look, here is my virgin daughter and the Levite's concubine. I'll bring them out to you, and you can do whatever you want to them. But don't do this outrageous thing to this man." But the men wouldn't listen to him. So the Levite took hold of his concubine and brought her out to them. They raped her and abused her all night until morning. At dawn they let her go. At daybreak, the woman made her way back to the house where her husband was staying. She collapsed at the doorway and lay there until daylight. In the morning, her husband got up, opened the doors of the house, and went outside to continue his journey. There he found his concubine lying at the doorway with her hands on the threshold. He said to her, "Get up, let's go." But there was no response. So he placed her on the donkey, and the man set out for home. When he entered his house, he took a knife, grabbed his concubine, and cut her into 12 pieces, limb by limb. Then he sent her remains throughout the territory of Israel. Everyone who saw it said, "Nothing like this has happened or been seen since the day the Israelites came out of the land of Egypt until today." Think it over, discuss it, and speak up.